Alright guys, today we're going to work on the sixth progression in our near wrist series. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you go back and look at all the other moves before, because all this fits together in a nice progression and it's a system that you can use on top. So we've got our near wrist and we've worked our tilt options, we've worked our hammer options, we've loaded up, and we've worked all of our half, power half, and wing options. And this is the sixth option of the series. So what I'm doing here is I've already worked the arm out and it's across the back. I put my shoulder in the pocket. I've worked all my other options. Hopefully I've racked up some near fall. And this time I'm looking for a different pinning combination. So I'm on top here. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go to this far side. I've got the hands locked up on this arm like a baseball grip. I'm going to hop to the far side. And when I do this, I've got to kind of change the position of my hand on his wrist. I almost reach over top. I'm coming over top of his wrist like this. My thumb's pointed towards his head. I'm going to step over and release with this hand. So now I've got a nice hammer across his back and I'm holding on to it and I've got it trapped here. Once I get to this far side, it's very similar to when we were riding on the near side. I want my shoulder in the pocket. I'm putting my weight on it here. Now when I'm working this series, I've got two options that I like. The very first thing that I'm going to try is I'm going to take this knee, this near knee, and I'm jamming it in to his ribs right here. And what I'm doing is I'm almost creating a little ramp. And what I'm going to try to do is pull this wrist and see if I can roll him up my knee. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to take a step, I'm pulling, and to see if I can create some space with his far shoulder. So I'm going to pull this and see if he elevates. If he does elevate, I'm going to take a cheap pry here. If he elevates on the far side, when I lift, he gives me space. I'm just going to come over, take the throat, and I'm going to step over top, take him to his back, come on top, maybe even finish like a headlock type position, or however you'd like to finish there. So one more time, I've got the hammer out, I take a step, I'm pulling up the ramp here, he gives me some space, I'm going to come under for the claw, and I'm taking him to his back. Maybe coming out and finishing like a headlock. That's the way we like to finish. But what I really like here is to use that motion just as a setup to go to my turk. I really don't try that a whole lot, but what I do that for is to try to get him to put this hip on the mat, because that's what I need to hit my turk. So I've got his arm across the back. What I'm going to do is kind of try to spook this guy. I'm going to pull the arm to make sure that he's giving me my turk, that I'm going to get my back point. So I'm going to pull this and really make him think that I'm trying to put him on his back. And see his reaction? He's going to hit down. He's going to hit down to make sure that I can't lift him up there to catch him in that headlock. So what I'm going to do is keep the hand trapped. He's really putting pressure down on that far hip. All I have to do is grab the near knee. And I want to be at the knee or above the knee. I'm coming above the knee. I'm going for my turk here. What I like to do different is I like to walk the turk back into my lap. I don't like to lift and try to chase, because I'm going to end up getting the turk really high or really low on his ankle, and it won't be as effective. So what I like to do here is he's hipping down, I reach above the knee, and I'm walking back towards his head, and I'm pulling him back into my lap. Now I can take a good clean step. I still got this trapped. And now I'm switching my hands and taking the face, and a lot of times that hand will stay trapped on the mat when I'm taking this. I can either go to my claw or come over top for the face, and you got his wrist trapped. So all I'm going to do is post this hand, elevating my turk leg, looking for my back points, and a lot of times I'll get the fall here because he's got his hand trapped, so he's got both shoulders on the mat. Elevate and post, and you're looking for a fall with this move. And that's the sixth option of our top progression series with the near wrist.